Good morning, beloveds. I'm running way late today because I came home from the gym hungry, so I decided to eat before I did this. And it's just cold out there. It's, as of when we came home, it was still in the 30s. It's not supposed to get out of the 40s today, in May. It's right there on and then the next 2 days are going to be brutal. I say that knowing that you may live somewhere way further north than I am, but y'all have the infrastructure to handle this weather, and we do not. We are kind of like, cold we can handle. We don't like it, but we can handle it. But cold and wet, yeah, we don't do so well with that. So y'all treat for us. Okay. It is January 14th. Our title is The Hidden Good, and our author is Alice R. Ritchie, and this was published in Bulletin from the Federation of Divine Scientists in 1930. Whether we believe it or not, there is an invisible, inexhaustible supply that is ever seeking to express its life, its substance, its intelligence, power, and love. These blessings can be expressed through each one of us. They will be manifested by means of us when we mentally see their omnipresence and omnipotence. No demand can be made upon you that you cannot supply through the power of Almighty God in you. Suppose lack is apparent in your world. You need money and the things that money can buy so that you may be suitably fed and housed. You have the wisdom and the power to manifest this supply. Begin now to affirm that you are one with the source of all abundance. You are an inseparable, individualized center in the presence of love. Affirm and feel that your supply comes from God through your consciousness of your oneness with God. I'm reminded of Emma Curtis Hopkins saying there's good and you ought to have it. And then I'm also reminded with Emma Curtis Hopkins, the saying that that if somebody comes to you for treatment, then you have the power to help them. It doesn't mean you have to do the treatment. Sometimes you're just the conduit to somebody else, to do the treatment. But the point is that you can be of assistance. Nobody's going to come to you that you can't help, that you can't assist in some way. And I like that she gives you here, do this. Feel your oneness. And that's it. That's it with knowing abundance, knowing prosperity, and then recognizing that you are coming from an inexhaustible supply. This actually happened to be our topic in Philosophy Friday, this past Friday. And that was what it was. It's like, if we have an idea of lack, then we're going to have lack abundantly. It's like, and if we have an idea, the idea is to recognize that we are connected to an infinite source, and then to let source bring whatever it is that we want, need, or desire to us in any way that source can, and not to limit the ways that source can bring us whatever it is that we want. One of the best examples is that it was an Ernest Holmes example. I'm not sure where it's written down, but the example is that somebody came with a debt and they needed this much money to cover the debt. And Ernest was like, well, what if the debt just went away? He wasn't open to any other alternative. He's like, I have to have this much money to pay this debt. And Ernest is like, well, what if the debt just went away? What if the debt, and the guy just wouldn't, and finally the guy said, all right, fine, whatever, maybe the debt can just go away. And I think that's exactly what happened, is the debt was forgiven. So the guy didn't end up needing the money to cover the debt because the debt was forgiven for whatever reason. So it's like, we can get too fixated on, this is the way my good has to come to me. And I think maybe that's why she titled it The Hidden Good. Because Spirit has this infinite variety of ways of bringing us our good that are beyond our ideas and they're beyond our experience. And so then we're left with, well, our good can only come to us this way. Well, no. The good can come to you in a lot of different ways. And that's why we treat for highest and best. It's like, okay, this is what I want, but I'm also willing to accept the highest and the best for me. And maybe what I want isn't the highest and best for me. So I'm willing to step up a notch and accept that. And it really does come back to recognizing that we are one with a source that is bigger than us. That God, Spirit, the universe, divine nature, has these innumerable, inexhaustible ways of bringing things into our experience that we just simply don't have quite enough imagination for. But the more often we let the universe surprise us, the more, we stretch our imagination that way. It's like, let the universe surprise me with my good. Let the universe surprise me with my good. What does that look like? I don't know. Are you willing to, do a treatment and say to the universe, to say to the divine nature, surprise me with my good. Surprise me with my good. Surprise me with my good in a way that I've never experienced before. I don't know. It's a little scary, right? But it could also be an adventure. I mean, how many of us really like surprises? I'm not a huge fan of surprises. I'm a bit of a control freak. So I'm working on that. All right. Begin now to affirm that you are one with the source of all abundance. You are an inseparable, individualized center in the presence of love. Affirm and feel that your supply comes from God through your consciousness of your oneness with God. She's not pulling any punches here. Affirm and feel that your supply comes from God through your consciousness of your oneness with God. You don't get out of it. It's like, okay, you got to recognize that there is one source, one love, one power, one presence, and each and every one of us are a part of that presence. And if those are the only 2 steps of treatment that you do, it might be enough, recognizing that all there is God and that you are a part of that. The first 2 steps are treatment. The first 2 steps of treatment are meditation. It's worth trying. Just speak the words until you feel the oneness, and then keep speaking the word and keep feeling the oneness. The more you can feel the oneness throughout your day, the more open to your good you are, and the more the universe can surprise you with your good. So, you've got your marching orders. That last paragraph is your marching orders. Begin now to affirm that you are one with the source of all abundance. That's it. The mission today, should you choose to accept it, affirm that you are one with the source of all abundance. Whatever you want to call it. Do you want to call it God? Do you want to call it Spirit? Do you want to call it the divine nature? Do you want to call it Atman? Do you want to give it another name? Affirm that you are one with that. Affirm that you are one with the one, the only one. Affirm that you are just like everybody else. It's like you are unique, just like everybody else. So that's the mission today, should you choose to accept it. And I would like to encourage you to let the universe surprise you with your good. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We all got to get out of our comfort zone with surprises, right? All right, so that is the mission today, should you choose to accept it. The other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is the spiritual practice of self-care. To do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Be it one thing, be it three things, be it all the things. Because in the end, that is my goal, to get you to the place where everything you do for yourself and for others is loving, kind, and compassionate. And that includes the hard stuff, because we can absolutely do the hard stuff lovingly, kindly, and compassionately, and that makes it easier to do. You know, we still have to have those conversations. We still have to do those things that we don't want to do. But when we can do them lovingly, kindly, and compassionately, it makes it easier. It does. All right. There was something else I was going to follow that up with, but I don't remember what it is, so I'm going to move forward. I give you a couple of jumping off points, okay? My goal here is to encourage you to create a habit, a first response. Frequently, what we learn is our first reaction to things is what we've been conditioned. Our second thought is who we actually are. So don't be dismayed if your first response was less than positive. Your first reaction is. My goal is to help you to learn to respond instead of react, to give yourself that moment, which is why my first suggestion is always take a deep breath before you speak. All right. It's a whole lot easier to not have to apologize for something you didn't mean to say. To not have to make amends. It's a whole lot easier. So give yourself that pause. Think before, whatever it is comes flying out of your mouth. And you will be a whole lot happier. Also, I like to say, take a walk, take a nap, take a break. Okay? Take a walk, get the blood moving, get your body moving. All right? Take a nap. None of us get enough rest. Sometimes if you can just sit still and close your eyes for 5 minutes and take some deep breaths, you will feel better. So if you can't take an actual nap, sit down, sit somewhere quietly and take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes and take a break. Because sometimes when we get stuck on things, if we can get up, go do something else for a little while, then a solution will naturally occur to us. It's worth trying. It's worth trying. All right. Oh, I'm coming off whatever sinus cold thing I just had, and the heat running all the time is not helping that cough. I'm coughing from the dryness, not from the cold, the cold that I don't have anymore. All right. Oh yeah. Nope. Yeah. All right. I got off script and now I'm confused. I'm trying to remind you to eat dessert first, which is a metaphor for me. One, I do actually mean it. Occasionally I will eat dessert before I eat food, because why not? But it's a reminder not to save the good stuff. Don't wait for a special occasion. Go ahead and make the occasion special. Take an ordinary Tuesday and make it extraordinary. Sometimes when we wait for a special occasion, by the time we get around to the special occasion, the people we want to share it with aren't with us anymore for a variety of reasons. So don't save the good stuff. Write in the pretty notebooks down. Wear the nice perfume in the house so that you smell good. Do that kind of stuff for yourself. Treat yourself now. And then the other suggestion that I always use is to remind you that joy is a quality of God. Joy is a quality of God. Joy is a quality of you because you were made of God's stuff. So I'm going to remind you that no matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you still deserve joy. So I want to encourage you to make room for joy. All right. Yep. And then the rest of the suggestions are the basic easy ones. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. I did go to the gym today, and he didn't push me today. He didn't push me today. Although I did look at him and say, you know what? That weight's too much. And then I got over there and went, yeah, never mind. It's not as bad as I thought it was. So, there were a couple of times like, that weight's too much. And he's like, no, it's not. So I did go to the gym today. Do something to engage your mind and your body. You've already seen me with my water. You know how I feel about hydration. With the heat running all the time and me being naturally drier than I used to be, that's where that cough is coming from. So hydration is super important. The interesting thing about the trace mineral water is because the trace minerals make the water a little more slippery. It helps. It sounds weird, but if you've ever tasted slippery water, you know what I'm talking about. And minerals will do that to the water. You just make them a little slipperier. So your brain works better, your body works better, and your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. Drink plenty of water. And then get that early in your day bright light. The sun and it's 2/3, 3/4 of the way cloudy today. So it's like, we'll get a little bit of sun and then it'll go behind the clouds, and we'll get a little bit of sun and then we'll go behind the clouds. It is what it is. But get that early in your day bright light. If you can't get the sun, then artificial light will work too. Today's one of those days, because the cloud cover in the east was pretty heavy, we didn't actually get a sunrise per se. But there was this one thing where there was this crack in the sky, and it was kind of a line above it, and then the peaks underneath. So it looked like this jagged straight of orange. So it looked like a mountain range and a cloud, and then there was just a strip of kind of orangey sky. It was kind of cool. But get that light early in your day. 5 to 10 minutes is all you need to help reset your circadian rhythms, which is just a natural hormone cycle. All right. If you need more help than the light in your house can give you, because you can't get that 7 to 10, 5 minutes in your day, Google sun lamp or seasonal effect disorder light. Okay, they're devices, if not just straight up light bulbs. You need it's like UVB, I think is what I was reading something about redheads yesterday. They were talking about that light that makes vitamin D. All right, and I should be at the Ernest Holmes quote: "Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time." What does that mean? Well, 2 things. One, it's all God. I've already said that today. It's all God. We're just electrons dancing. Okay? We're all made of the same substance, and that substance is God. It's all God. God is that spark of life that makes the electrons dance. So, it's all God. But heaven, because Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you. He also said the kingdom of heaven, of God is at hand. It's not a place. It's not a locality. Okay? It's not a place you have to get to. It's a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness. It's a state of your head and your heart. Well, once you learn that, you can learn to create a heavenly consciousness, a heavenly mindset. Once you learn to create that, heaven can be any place you are. And then it moves from a state of grace to a state of to a superpower. Didn't know you could be your own superhero, did you? But you can. Learn to create that heavenly mindset, and you become other people's superheroes too, because you become a safe place to rest. They're not going to bring their storms into your harbor, but they can rest in your harbor until they're ready to calm their own storms. We can't do it for them, but we can give them a safe place to rest until they figure out how to do it themselves. All right. Social media. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I commend them to you. I will remind you, no matter how active we are on the other, social medias, the YouTube channels have hours of content. I've been doing this for 3 years. There are over 1,000 videos on the Running Rev Ryan YouTube channel, because this is where I archive these. And then there are also, there are bunches of hours on the Creative Life Spiritual Center. And I commend to you the Soul Session playlist, because that right there, that is where all that where we have invited interesting people in and had interesting conversations with them. So go take a look at that. And if you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact. It's done by a real person. You get 1 a week. He doesn't have time for more than that. But the hot links are hot. If it says click here now, it'll take you right to the information you want, or to the person that will help you get it. All right, beloveds. I'm going to remind you about that. And then I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day, an amazing day. A go look for your hidden good day. A kind day, a compassionate day, a Sunday, a prepare for the weather day, a wear a big coat day, or dress in layers day, a take care of yourself day, a take a nap day, a spend some time with a loved one day, including your four-leggeds with fur. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. Always. All right? You are a divine spark, a brilliant light. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. Know the truth of your being. If you don't know the truth of your being, please explore the truth of your being. Peel back the layers of everything that you have been told that you are. By society, by culture, by religion, by gender normatives, by ad executives, by marketing people, by stereotypes, by archetypes, by people that know you, by people that don't know you. Peel all that away and get to know who God knows you to be. Because I can promise you one thing. The person that God knows you to be is good. Get to know that person. All right? Start there. All right, beloveds. I need to wrap this up because we have a service for you in just under an hour and I need to get my rear in gear. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. Know that Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you, but we will be back with you Facebook Live with the service in less than an hour. All right, beloveds. Take care of yourself. Know that you're loved. I'll see you next time.